Well, good morning or afternoon, depending on when you're watching this. I am here with somebody I'm very excited to introduce you to. This is Karen Roberts, and she is a financial professional who works a lot with women who, particularly going through divorce, having gone through divorce. She's very understanding of a lot of the questions and concerns that come up to my audience. So I'm going to ask her to do a brief introduction and tell you a little bit more about herself. Karen, go right ahead.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Lori. I own the Emerald Financial Group. We work to educate and empower women to take control of their finances so that they can live their best life. So I'm all about helping women. I've been in the industry 34 years, I think it is. Really, and our focus really is all about women who find themselves suddenly single. It's a scary time out there. If you've never dealt with money before, it's really scary and you don't really understand how it works, it makes it even more scary. So we're here to answer all of those burning questions and to help guide you. I tell my clients I'm your unemotional partner because it doesn't matter to me your life. I just want to guide you to the right path for you, not for me.
I love it, and it's such a pleasure to be working with you on this. We're going to tackle, I would say, three burning questions that I hear a lot, and then we'll provide your information in case anybody has more questions and they want to get in touch with you. And Karen, as you've said, my divorce clients, when they come to me, they're very scared, especially
Mhm.
around finances. And a lot of times there's retirement accounts, and these things are so foreign to people. One of the questions I get a lot is, how would I even access that? How do I divide that account? Could you say more about that?
Sure. So there's a whole universe of retirement accounts. Um, but in reality, you just really need to know kind of the basics. Just because the retirement account is in his name or her name doesn't mean it technically belongs to them in a divorce, right? So if you got married and you guys built that retirement account and he has $1 million in a retirement account and you have 100,000, you split that 1.1 million. So it all doesn't go to him, you get half. In terms of a pension, same thing. Pensions get split all the time so that you all share in the pension when you hit the retirement age. So again, you just have to know and understand that all that money is a pot of money that then has to get distributed between the two of you. It's not one-sided.
Absolutely. So important and said so well and so clearly. Karen, the other question that I'm asked a lot is about the taxes of retirement accounts. And people will say, well, if I get that money, do I have to pay taxes on it? Could you help with that?
Sure. So the answer is yes and no, again, depending upon the type of account, because we like to complicate finances. So if it's an IRA, you are going to pay taxes on it. So in an IRA, you put the money in and deduct it from your current taxes. So when you pull it out in the future, it's 100% ordinary income. If it is a Roth IRA, you've never deducted it, and therefore, when you pull it out, it is tax free. So Roths and IRAs are totally different because, again, if you take the $1 million IRA and you pull the whole thing out, which I would never suggest, but if you pull the whole thing out, you would pay 35% in taxes. So you'd really only get 650,000. If you have $1 million Roth, that's worth $1 million tax free. So again, this money is not created equal. There is tax consequences. So when dividing the assets, you have to know what kind of accounts these are in. Pensions also, pensions are considered ordinary income. So as you receive the pension in retirement, you do pay income taxes on that also. So listen, the government giveth and the government taketh away. And we just need to understand which vehicle you're in to help know, because all of this money is not the same.
So true. And this is why I always recommend to my clients that they work with a financial professional. One of the things that makes divorce less scary is preparing, as strange as that may sound. And when you're financially prepared and you understand this, you're in a much better position to solve and move forward. And so that brings me to question number three. A lot of people are trying to resolve divorces on their own, and it can be a great way to do it for certain reasons if you get the right support. And big believer in mediation. I actually coach people on how to work effectively through mediation, handle negotiations, things like that. But here's what comes up. People divide their property equally, but they use different dollars. Well, the house has 250,000 in equity. The retirement account has 250,000 in equity. And I'm going to use the phrase and let you run with it, that not all dollars are created equal. And would you agree with that?
I would 100% agree with that. So you have to remember that your house, even though it has equity, especially if you've owned it for a long time, today's world, a lot of the houses have equity. That is illiquid assets, right? So you can't touch that equity without selling the house or taking out a mortgage on the house. So those monies are not equal to, say, an investment account, which is regular money that you can use every day, all day long, and don't have to wait for retirement, versus retirement assets, which you have to wait until you're at least 59 and a half to start touching those assets. So not all assets are created equal. You can't just come to me and say, we're worth $1.5 million and we're dividing it 750, and I'm keeping the house and he's keeping all of the rest of the investments. Please don't ever do that, because how are you going to pay for that house, right? You have to think about property taxes and insurance and FP&L bills and maintenance, and where are you getting that money from? So we need to make sure that you walk away with liquid cash to do all of that. It's really scary, I know, and especially when I start talking about the family home, especially for women with kids, because they want to maintain that house for the kids. And again, when I started with I'm your unemotional partner, I'm not attached to your family home. I'm going to tell you financially what's in your best interest and kind of help guide you towards the path of you living your best life. And that may include selling the family home.
Right. So important, because women also sometimes don't think about those retirement
Mhm.
accounts and how long it would take to accrue that amount of money and whether that's feasible, things like that. That's why
Right.
you need Karen. If you're in South Florida, you're getting divorced, you're thinking about getting divorced, you're looking at your options, you're wondering how to do this, you need to talk to Karen. So Karen,
Right.
how do people reach you?
So I own the Emerald Financial Group. You're free to go to my website. It's emerald-financialgroup.com, or you're free to give us a call at 561-437-6500. You should be able to Google. It's really hard to Google, obviously, Karen Roberts, because there's, 18,000 of us in the world. So I always try to stress to people, go to Emerald Financial Group and you'll find us.
Okay, fantastic. And thank you so much for your time. And I didn't say it before, but I'm Lori Barkis, and my company is Sustainable Family Solutions. We help women have a successful divorce. Our website is sustainablefamilysolutions.com. Feel free to reach out to Karen or myself with any questions. And thank you so much for watching this video.
Thank you so much.